chicken. These are your chickenless customers. I wish you turned that on 10 minutes ago.
No, I wish I did too.
I told you to turn it on 10 minutes ago. Right? These are your C customers, your chickenless customers. Okay? Now, what do I mean by chickenless? These are people you're afraid to call. Now, there's probably no real fear. Like, it's not like they're going to stab you or assassinate you or, run you over with their car. It's, again, probably a feeling of like, well, I can't call them, right? Who do you think, do any of you know someone already who you're put right on top of your chickenless? It's always the same person, they say. Who would you say? It's an ex's parents. I'm like, that's exactly who's on top of my list. Right? And I tell the whole story about, calling my ex-girlfriend Maureen told Leah's mom, Joanne. Right? But you've got these people. Now, guys, the reason for wanting to call your chickenless, first of all, it's extra what? Money, demos, which demos give you sales and CPO and commission and career CPO and prizes and pins and more demos and more recs and more confidence and everything. But the most important reason, guys, remember on the second day training I talked about comfort zone? How most people enter the world with this little tiny comfort zone and therefore most things are afraid or uncomfortable to do? Well, guess what's the only way to get out of that? You have to do something here. And if you do it, it's like, hey, that's not that bad. Well, then your comfort zone grows to encompass everything that's, even easier than that. And then what do you have to do from there? And then all of a sudden, guys, by the time your fast start's done, do you know what this is going to look like? You're going to be out here. Can any of you say already that you've already gone from here to like here? Right? And you'll see them. Like, you've already done a demo. Tell me, some of you probably freaked out even just sitting cutting a penny with your mom or your aunt. And you're all growing. And the goal of the job gang is not just to increase money and everything else, but to increase this. Because with comfort comes confidence. And with confidence, of course, comes a lot of money. So, you have this chicken list. And, thank God I went to see, Joanne totally. By the way, she bought a petite carver. Right? So, Dave, was I like dancing out of the house that I sold a petite carver? Not at all. Yeah, but she did give me 10 recs. Okay? 10 recs is always exciting. Out of those 10 recs, okay, one specific one I remember out of those 10 was Bob Bogle. Okay? Bob Bogle, if you ever park illegally in Valley Stream and you go to court and have to fight your ticket, you will go sit in front of Bob Bogle. And Bob Bogle has since bought 2 homemakers and a space saver set from him. Right? So I'm glad I saw Bob Bogle. Now, Bobby Bogle, one of his recs was Vinny Yang. And I'm really glad I went to see Vinny Yang because Vinny is the trustee of Valley Stream and is the one who got my parents' taxes knocked down $1,600 because they felt they were overassessed. So Vinny, great guy, bought about $300 in stuff, mostly table knives. And thank God I saw Vinny because Vinny recommended him to John Amalfitano. Some of you know the goat story. John Amalfitano is the customer signified in the goat story. John Amalfitano also bought my first ever gourmet set. John Amalfitano recommended a woman named Donna Mitchell. And thankfully I saw Donna Mitchell because Donna Mitchell to date has bought over $13,000 in Cutco from me over the past 9 years. Donna Mitchell, plus her recommendations, by the way, she has 5 kids. All 5 kids have an ultimate set, have cookware, and have settings of flatware. Okay? Old flatware. Can't wait to tell her about the new flatware. Okay? So Donna, and all her $1,000s in sales, because she bought so much Cutco, by the way, she made me also a great steak dinner, right? And sends me Christmas cards and birthday cards and emails all the time, right? Her recommendations, when one person buys a grand, guess what a lot of their friends buy? A grand. Donna plus her recommendations are a total of $20,000 in CPO. Right? Just imagine, by the way, take 20,000 divided by half. And that gives you 10 grand. Leah, if I gave you 10 grand, would you feel pretty good? If I stole 10 grand from you, how would you feel? Well, I would have never had that 10 grand had I not seen Mitchell. I wouldn't have seen the Mitchells had I not seen Amalfitano. Would have never seen Amalfitano had I not seen Ang. Wouldn't have seen Ang had I not seen Bogle. Would have never seen Bogle unless I had seen whom? Psycho's mom. Right? Psycho ex-girlfriend. So, any value you think in calling some of those chickenless people? Sure. Probably a little bit, right? And D customers is easy. These are disqualified. Meaning you have someone else who's like, I can never see them. They live in China. They live in Antarctica. Whatever. So you just cross them right off that list. But you're going to want to replace that person on this list as soon as possible because it's a waste of your time. All right, so again, here's what I need you to do. You already have your list in front of you, your names and numbers. Label each one of them for me, A, B, C, or D. Right, and of course, guess what I have for you guys? Here's your high school approach and whatever. Your assignment tonight, gang, is to set up your next 4 appointments. Okay? Now, I know most of you still have a ton more people here to see. Right? See A's before B's, but you're going to want to be calling some of these people, tonight. By the way, before you make this first phone call, guess how you might feel? Just like you did 3 days ago. But everyone knows it's pretty easy, and the job gets easier, and the demo gets better, and it gets easier as well. So now tonight, guys, I'm not going to follow you home with a gun and say, Justin, did you do your 4 appointments? Did you set them up? So guess what you're going to do? You're going to call me. Okay? And you're going to let me know what, Leah? When they are. So keep me updated. Again, I want to hear from you tonight by 9 p.m. Now, this depends on your advanced training time, which we're going to talk about today as well. Schedule. Okay, so you want to let me know by 9 p.m. Right? So you give them a quick call. They do not call recs. Here's the program in calling recs. First of all of my rec approaches are hidden in the office. No one knows where they are except for Kyle and Jess. And if people want one, they must go through one of us to get one. And they are hidden. Right? And they're not left anywhere. If people ever find one, I throw it out. Right? It's gone. Right? They cannot call recs. And I tell them this in advanced training and in day 3. Right? You do not call recs until you have 300 of them. You have your close 100% memorized, and your rec approach 100% memorized. That's when we teach you how to call recs. Then I give the analogy of diving into a swimming pool. Gang, if I give you a choice to dive into a 6-inch swimming pool, 6 inches deep, or 6 feet, which one are you going to want to dive into?
6 feet.
Well, what happens if you try to dive into the 6-inch one anyway? You die. Justin, would you like to die? Okay.
Yeah.
Not really, right? Eventually. I don't think you want to die now. By the way, you could be a world-class diver. You dive into a 6-inch swimming pool. How much room for error do you have?
No.
0. You dive 6 feet. Do you ever see people just like flop into a swimming pool? You know, like head first, butt first, drunk, and they're fine. They're just like, hey, look at me, right? It's because they have all this room for error. It doesn't matter. They don't care. Well, when do I want you to call recs?
6 feet deep.
Yeah, not when it's like, oh, if they say no, I have no one left to call. It's when you have plenty of room for error. You got plenty. You screw up all you want. No one cares. And when you have that many recs, how are you going to feel calling them? Really damn good. You don't worry. We're about running out of people. It's ridiculous. In this job, like you picked the wrong job. You want to run out of people to see, right? So, but you got to follow the program. Now, if you try to call them on your own without us teaching you how, guess what's going to happen? You're going to die, right? So, unless you want to die, don't try calling your recs without us teaching you how first. Okay, pretty clear? Yes.
So then, if it's somebody who's like doesn't
completely different.
You do like a
different. And they know they're on a different program because you've already spoken to them about that. Yeah.
Can I add
Absolutely.
just another little concept? I'm not going to repeat any of that, but one way to get people really motivated to call their acquaintances or people that are in secure calling, what I say is what's so ironic about this is that I could take all the people you're to in secure calling, Johnny, and I could use them as referrals. The fact that you wrote them down means you met them at least once. So if I had done a Cuckoo demo for you, you literally could have written out 500 referrals from me. In fact, you did. You have a list of 500 people on your initial names list. So what's crazy is I could call them up and drop your name and get an appointment with them and go sell them Cuckoo. You're not even willing to. And they don't even have to really remember you that well. The fact that they have some remote, I could be like, oh, hey, is this Kathy? Hey, Kathy, do you remember that guy, Johnny? And there she's like, kind of. They go, no big deal. Let me tell you what I'm doing. So the people you're to in secure calling, I could call, use your name, get appointments with them, and hit promotions and make money. So why don't you just call them? All right, so it just kind of puts that spin on it. All right, and that's another way to really promote it. That's what I've been adding to my chicken list talk lately.
This is yours.
No, I found it in your office.
Oh,
Somewhere in this room. And that's a big thing.
just got this, by the way.
What's this?
Cool.
Sweet.